Hi everyone, this is Jeff here with a new warm-up. Our first exercise is going to be a more money. So with the more money, elbows are close to your body and rotate your hands back basically as far as you can. As you rotate, you're able to stay pretty close to the body. You can move them a little bit, but keep them pretty close to the body. When I get back to basically I feel like as far as I can go, I usually try to go a little bit further. Now it's just slightly uncomfortable, but I feel like I get a little bit of stretch with that. Oh yeah, and I have my Scooby-Doo shirt on. I didn't mention that. See my Scooby-Doo shirt? Everyone's favorite cartoon from the 70s and 80s. Okay, my next one is going to be a neck roll. We've done this many times. It's a great exercise. Most important thing with this is just don't push it. You're just trying to get a little movement in there, a little rotation. Everyone's necks are tight. And so don't push it into painful positions, but just get some light, gentle movement. Okay, now I'm going to change direction. And I'm actually going to follow that up with another neck stretch. So this is just the tilting neck stretch is what I call it. There's probably a more formal name somewhere, but so kind of aim towards the shoulder and then come down just a little bit. So you're going to feel it right here behind your ear. That area is usually real tight in almost everyone, so this is a great stretch for that. If you have it in the right position, you should feel it there. Sometimes people, I think, come a little too far forward, but come in that position where you feel it right behind the ear. Okay, now let's just switch it up to the other side. Same thing. The way I get in position on this is I go to my shoulder and then come forward just a little bit. I feel like it's easier to get in that position instead of going straight down and going to the side, or just trying to go straight to the position as well. So this is probably my favorite neck stretch. All right, so next one is just a little shoulder rotation. This is a real basic move. Gets blood flow into the shoulder. So the shoulders don't tend to have a lot of blood in there normally because they're a relatively small muscle group. And this little rotation is just bringing the blood into the muscles. Okay, now change direction. One of the things when we're warming up the body, what's actually happening is the blood is moving from the organs to the muscles. So that's part of the point of a good warm-up. Going from where the blood is usually in the organs, and when we warm up, it shifts into the muscles as it gets ready for physical preparation. That's what we would technically call it. Okay, so the next move is just a basic squat. Nothing fancy here. And your foot position is basically wherever you feel comfortable. It's approximately shoulder width. If you want to go a little wider, that's great. If you want to go a little closer, whatever you feel, it's good. So just a basic squat, and you can go as deep as you want to go. Or if you get any pain, don't go as deep, okay? So whatever feels good. And again, kind of what we're doing here is getting some blood into the muscles, which warms up the muscles. That's kind of the idea with a warm-up. One of the primary benefits of a warm-up is that shifting of blood from the organs to muscle. Okay, now I'm going to go to a bent over rotation, technically called a thoracic rotation. But what we're doing here is hands below the middle of the chest and rotate up. I like to keep my head pretty much straight forward. Sometimes I'll look at my hand a little bit. But the real point here is trying to move the shoulder blade as the arm goes along for the ride. Okay, now I'm just throw a little calf raise in. So this is, again, getting some blood into the calves. And feet about shoulder width, maybe slightly wider, maybe slightly closer, whatever feels good to you. If you have problems with balance, sometimes good to go a little wider and get that larger foundation. It's also kind of warming up the ankle area, calves. There's a little balance here, even if you, especially at the top portion of this. Okay, I'm going to go into an ankle rotation. So stand on one foot and just rotate the ankle. So just like this. As much rotation as you can do, and now change direction, exact same move. Okay, now switch legs, same thing on the other leg. If you have a problem with balancing on one leg, sometimes bending the knee a little bit can help. Try that. Whoa, lost my touch there. Change direction. If you need to stabilize on something, feel free to do that. Okay, now I'm going to go to a kettlebell swing, invisible kettlebell swing, and I'm going to do a one-arm kettlebell swing. So kind of snapping the hips forward a little bit. And sometimes as you're doing your warm-up, if you want to speed up as you go toward the end, we're about in the last minute and a half of this warm-up. So as you get towards the end, sometimes you speed things up a little bit. That gets your nervous system primed for the workout. Okay, now I'm actually going to just do the other arm because there's probably a little arm warm-up here as well, although the primary point of this is the lower body. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little chop. So what we call a wood chop or reverse chop. So hands outside of the knee, come up across the body. And again, if you want to, pick it up a little bit. Just do a little faster movement if you feel comfortable with that. That's one way to get your nervous system a little more primed for the workout. It's like priming a pump. Okay, now we'll go to the other side. Our next one is called an invisible ball slam, and in this one you're acting like you're holding a ball above your head and you're slamming into the ground. So again, a little faster, kind of is going to get the nervous system warmed up a little bit. Okay, the next one's going to be a standing cat camel. So I'll stand sideways so you can see how this movement goes. So push the chest forward, pull the shoulder blades back, and then vice versa. Trying to move the shoulder blades as much as you can, overcome the sitting. And there we go, you're warmed up and have a great workout.